G'day Sue, Troy and Wally.
And g'day everyone.
Welcome to Pooncarie. But before coming here, I desperately needed some rest and relaxation after all the hard work I did on our caravan over in Broken Hill. So first we visited one of our favourite places, Menindee. So we left the Broken Hill racecourse and our best buddies, Jim the Genius and Bev the Mother Hen, who just happen to be the new caretakers of the racecourse campgrounds and will certainly look after you if you ever visit. And we headed towards Menindee, a nice little 1 hour drive. And the first thing we noticed was how green it was out here. Not surprising considering all the rain we've had.
Where are we heading to, Artist Wayne?
We're heading back to Menindee. We don't like to go back. We're like the coat of arms, emu and kangaroo. But we are going back. That's right, we were heading back so that we could continue our travels on the Darling River Run. Jackie and I started our Darling River Run all the way back at Burke and followed the river all the way to Menindee before our little detour to Broken Hill. So now it was time to pick up the trail and continue our river adventures. And there was no better way to start from than our favourite place, Menindee, because it was the first township to be established along the Darling River. And Menindee's history spans back over 35,000 years, with its traditional inhabitants, the Pooncarie people. So all Jackie and I had to do now was find the perfect camping spot. And the plan was to jump straight into the spot we had when we were last here. Unfortunately, it was taken. Not to worry though, because as our leathery friend looked on, we found an even better camping spot. This would do nicely, thank you very much. So we set up and settled in and made this our home. Our camp now, here at Lake Pooncarie. Because after spending 2 glorious weeks here before heading over to Broken Hill, it really did feel like we were returning home. Oh, day one here in beautiful Lake Pooncarie, and check it out, this will be home for a few days. And after being away from the water for so long, we couldn't wait to get out on our paddle boards, because Menindee's most important feature is its incredibly picturesque lake system. The Menindee Lakes, when full, provide some of the most spectacular scenery in the outback, a literal oasis in the desert. G'day everyone and welcome to Lake Pooncarie. Woohoo! This is what I was looking forward to on all those hot days in Broken Hill. All those sweaty days that I worked my guts out fixing our caravan. It was great to have all that hard work behind me and to finally be able to relax. Day 2 at Lake Pooncarie. Yes, we've come back. We have returned. We've got a different spot because someone had our old spot. But it's just as nice. It's really, really, really fantastic here. You've got your own little beach. It's just beautiful. And the weather's even better than last time. There's not as many bugs. It's not as hot. Although there is some more hot weather coming, but it was actually quite cold last night. We'll just make this our home before heading to Pooncarie
And then to Wentworth.
So we'll be following the Darling River Run. That's why we've returned here.
Finishing the Darling River Run.
Finishing the Darling River Run. Woo! Jack and I would certainly need to keep an eye on the hot weather that was forecast for the area, and we might just need to look at some other options. But for now, we were just soaking up everything that beautiful Menindee had to offer. Which definitely was not yabbies, because we still could not catch a yabby to save our lives. Anyway, I was looking forward to jumping on the push bikes, seeing as my bike was out of action the last time we were here. Our bikes were now totally thorn-proof, just another one of the many jobs I finished when staying in Broken Hill. No wonder I needed a rest. Time to check out Lake Pamamaru on our e-bikes. And over the next couple of days the weather remained perfect. Maybe Jackie and I could just stay here indefinitely. We were having loads of fun and it was great to finally be back camping by the water. No wonder the explorers Burke and Wills started their expedition right here at Lake Pamamaru. This creek behind me is where the base camp for the Burke and Wills expedition was all set up. This is where it all began, the expedition to the Gulf of Carpentaria. Just imagine, this is where it all started, but it didn't end very well. Off for a lunch date! Time to head to Menindee for lunch at the Maidens Hotel. It's the second oldest hotel in Australia, whose patrons include the aforementioned explorers more than 150 years ago. The air conditioning was a welcome relief because the temperatures were now creeping up. Well, tomorrow, or actually the next 2 days, it's going to be mid-40s, so it's going to be extremely hot. So we're thinking we might go and check out Kopi Hollow. Kopi Hollow Caravan Park, which was about 20 minutes from where Jackie and I were camped, is located on the banks of the Kopi Hollow, a man-made lake that is a paradise for water skiers, fishermen and water lovers. Unfortunately, they were all booked out. No luck. They're booked out. It's Australia Day long weekend. Here we are in the depths of Lake Pamamaru. Today, we tried to get a powered spot at Kopi Hollow Caravan Park, but to no avail. Tomorrow, it's going to be 45 degrees, so hopefully we don't melt. Well, Jackie and I did have one last option, and that was the Menindee Caravan Park. So we're thinking today we'll just rip over and have a look at the Menindee Caravan Park. We have stayed there before, and we might be able to get a nice little spot that we had previously. So we can just plug in, have the AC on, get some washing done, get a few things done, because we are leaving in a couple of days. Would have been lovely to stay here. This place is magic. We absolutely love it. But today it's going to be about 45 degrees. We'll probably melt in that. So we'll see how we go and get a powered site. Fingers crossed we can. Yoo-hoo! Well, Jackie and I were feeling lucky, so we headed over to the Menindee Caravan Park. This is where we stayed last time, and it's only a 10-minute drive from Lake Pamamaru. And considering how packed it was, we were lucky enough to get our favourite spot right next to our favourite tree. Now we could run our aircon, catch up on some washing, and I could continue relaxing. However, I didn't get to relax long before receiving a distressing call from our bestie, Bev, the mother hen. She had walked into the house only to find Jim the genius laying on the floor. We're just having a teleconference with our besties, Bev and Jim the genius, and look at him, he really misses us now. He's in the fetal position, everyone. Poor Jim. After seeing poor Jim like that, Jackie and I suggested that he and Bev should come visit us the following day in Menindee so that we could celebrate Australia Day with lunch at the pub. That way poor Jim only had to endure one more sleep before catching up with Jackie and I. Australia Day. Yes, this was Australia Day, Outback Menindee style.
We're looking for Wayne and Jackie. You know where they are?
Present.
Present!
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, we've had such a long time. It's been such a long time since we've seen you.
I know. Saw Jim curled up in the fetal position.
Yes.
What better way to spend Australia Day than with good mates, enjoying drinks and lunch at the second oldest pub in Australia, a pub the famous explorers Burke and Wills used to drink at. What a top way to finish our time here in Menindee. Tomorrow we were following the Darling River to Pooncarie. The next morning, Jackie and I left at our usual snail's pace. There was no hurry because Pooncarie was only about an hour away. South Australia, here we come! Will we be in South Australia today?
No.
Oh. Well, we've been driving for half an hour towards Pooncarie and we've worked up an appetite. So we're stopping for lunch. Not only that, but we'd have a game of 500 as well. Told you we were in no hurry. And I just won 500! Game, set and match. What a way to finish lunch. Well, we've just finished playing 500. Jackie had a cuppa and we had a tuna sandwich. And we're back on the road. But we're not in a hurry. There's no need to be in a hurry. The journey is part of the fun. And we don't like to travel far, because there's so much beauty in this country of ours. Australia is one of the greatest countries in the world. It's absolutely stunning, and it's so green here at the moment. We're very, very lucky to see this place so green. There's water everywhere. Emus as well. Emus everywhere we look. Absolutely magic as we head to Pooncarie, or Pooncarie, however you pronounce it. Yes, however you pronounce it, and it is pronounced Pooncarie, that's where we were headed. The small village in the Murray region of southwestern New South Wales, part of the Wentworth Shire and sitting on the eastern side of the Darling River. Commonly known as Port of Pooncarie, this area was part of the Aboriginal Pooncarie people's land, and prior to settlement in 1863, the Burke and Wills expedition camped in the area 3 years earlier. This would be our home for the next 2 nights, so once Jackie and I set up camp, we visited the dead centre of town before visiting the town centre. And more importantly, the Pooncarie pub. It might be a small town, but the drinks are cold and the meals are huge. But just remember, boys and girls, when consuming alcohol, one should never bronco ride. Well, today it was time to explore Pooncarie. And apart from the Pooncarie Hotel, there's a general store, post office, information shack, and a war memorial. And that's about it, really. Well, except for the old wharf site, which wasn't a timber wharf but a natural wharf, because Pooncarie was a very busy port.
Just imagine back in the 1800s when there were paddle steamers going up and down the river. What they did was remove a lot of the snags and the trees and the logs because they wanted to allow easy access. Unfortunately, this was really detrimental to our native fish population, so they have reintroduced trees and logs back into the river system to help our fish repopulate.
Well, Pooncarie may be a small town, but it has loads of charm. It's a beautiful historic village and once thriving river port, with lots of great camping spots down by the river, showers and toilet amenities, and its own dump point close by. It doesn't get any better than that. It's a great little outback town, well worth the visit. So now I guess it's time for Jackie and I to give Pooncarie a score.
So now it's time to give Pooncarie a score. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. It is a sweet little town, but there's really not much there to do. However, we did have a look through the cemetery, we went and had dinner at the pub, and we also had a look at the natural wharf. So, yep, it was a lovely little spot by the river that we stayed at. 4.5 out of 5 from me.
And I'm giving Pooncarie a 4 out of 5. So until next time,
see you later.